Hello, fifth grade. Today we are learning about how to evaluate sources that you will be using when we do our research project here in the library. Now, when we evaluate sources, or the reason we evaluate sources, because it's part of information literacy. Information literacy is it's a skill set that you guys need in order to locate information, evaluate that information once you've gotten it, and use that information effectively. This is important because when you get those sources, once you've done that search and you've got your sources, you need to evaluate the sources in order to decide whether or not those sources are credible, they're accurate and reliable, and they're useful for your project. So on the Padlet that I created, I've posted a discussion question that you can answer after you look through the resources in the Padlet. That way you're able to answer it with more knowledge. Again, the resources are about evaluating information. So your discussion questions, once you go through the resources, is why is it important to evaluate your sources for your research project? Okay. So I've put it in this order because I feel like it's a good order for you to begin to learn more about information literacy. It combines videos, some articles, and some databases. But again, I'll go through it right now for you to get an idea of what it is. So like I was saying, I put them in a certain order. The first video talks about what information literacy is. And again, I've already explained to you that it's the way we locate, evaluate, and use information, and it tells you why it's important. After that, there's some tips about how to do research, because that is what the reason we're learning how to evaluate sources, because we're doing research in the library. Now, like I explained, there's steps and there's certain things that you can look for once you've done your search and you found either an article, videos, especially on websites that you might want to use. This video will show you what to look for to decide if it's a good source to use, a reliable source. Now, on this video, although it's a little bit long, well, it's only 11 minutes long, but this is a great video for you to watch because it's a strategy called TRAP. It stands for timeliness, relevance, accuracy, author, and purpose. So you can use this strategy whenever you're trying to decide if the source is good, whether it be a website or a book. I feel that it applies. You can use this strategy for all types of sources. These are questions or things that you can look for when you are trying to decide if that source is good for your research. So the TRAP strategy, like I said, this is what it stands for. And it's just a way for you to remember exactly what you're looking for and check off to see if that source has everything that you need, and to make that decision of whether or not it's a credible, reliable source. Many of the articles or sources that you may come across might be news stories or in news websites. This article shows you how to decide whether it's actual news or it's an advertisement, or what's called an ad. An ad is something when a company's trying to sell you something, they put ads on the website, and the article explains to you how to figure out whether it's an ad or an actual news story. Because obviously, if it's an ad, it's most likely trying to sell you something, and it's not as reliable as maybe a news story from a news website would. This one is also another article giving you more tips on how to see if those headlines that you're reading are real or are made up. Now, again, these resources I just talked about, how to figure out whether they're reliable resources. The next two sources that I have are search engines. So this is where you go and type in what you're looking for. And the reason I chose these next two search engines, Sweet Search and Safe Search Kits, is, you probably guessed it, these are pretty good search engines where you can find credible sources about your topic. They're reliable. They come from websites that are, again, trustworthy. So it doesn't mean you just go and click on the first ones. You need to look carefully because there are some that are sponsored, some links that are sponsored, which means you might want to wait and search the whole search results so you can choose one from a website that's reliable for your project. So these two are some search engines that I recommend. And then these last two are databases. So what a database is where they have a collection of articles, and you can click on there. And actually, let me show you so you have an example. You can click on it. And this one here, you can see that you can start typing whatever it is that you're researching. I'd already researched Tundra. And it says recommended articles. And you can choose from, let's see. And then it'll show you different articles. And you can move the level here for especially for fifth graders. So you can use this website as well. So again, these are databases that you can use, and they offer articles about your topic that you're researching. This one, although the picture here shows login, you should be able to again click on it and be able to search here on their website, again, whatever topic you're researching, and you can look to see what articles are provided. All right. So again, these are several resources that you can use and look through, and will also help you answer the discussion question, why is it important to evaluate your sources for your research project? Now, you're probably wondering, well, why do I need to learn all this, Ms. Cordero? Well, it's because you actually can use this skill set of learning how to evaluate information, because it makes you, in real life and anything, we're constantly making decisions, and by being able to evaluate sources, you become a good critical thinker, which means that you develop those critical thinking skills that help you make an informed decision, and it also helps you solve problems. So yes, all this will help you on your research, but it will also help you develop skills that you will need in real life, and honestly for the rest of your life. So again, take your time, explore the research, the resource resources that I've put in your Padlet. Answer the question when you're done, and that'll be it for your assignment.